The fact is, we all know the truth, but we have forgotten it. So that's why truth is not something to be learned, truth is something to be realized. When your body is still and the mind is still, then your awareness goes on the soul level. So, thoughts you cannot control, but what to do with the thoughts, it's in your hands. You consistently focus on your breath. Whatever the transformation needs to happen, it will happen naturally. If you have expectations, you will never get into meditative state. The meaning of your life, the purpose of your life depends on where you put your energy in. So now, coming to the core of why we have gathered today. I don't like to beat around the bush. Let's go straight. What was your intention to come here? Sajjana Sangatya. Okay. What does Sajjana Sangatya mean? Sat means truth. Sajjana means the people who have realized the truth. So, Sajjana Sangatya means you are in association for a group discussion, for a question and answer, for a debate with the people who have realized the truth. So, when you put the right questions to the people who know the truth, what will happen? You will also get the essence of the truth. Okay. All of you here, you are interested to know the truth? Yes, that is what brings you here because your time is precious and you have allocated the day and you have left all the other activities, whatever you want to do, and you have come here. So that means you're all interested for truth. Now, before we understand the truth, we all know the truth, but we have forgotten it. The fact is, we all know the truth, but we have forgotten it. That's all. So that's why truth is not something to be learned, truth is something to be realized. That is why we call it as a self realization. You know the truth, you are the truth. It's just you have to realize it. There's nothing to learn. Truth is not something to be learned, my dear friends. Truth is something to be realized. How many of you are first time coming here, when seeing me attending my programs? Majority are first timers. Very interesting. So, as a first timer, yeah, somebody said Sajjana Sangatya, that is good, but I want to look for more answers. What was your reason to be here? In your own words, to understand the science of meditation. Okay, fine, fair enough. More? How to start meditation? Okay, wonderful. Next, to get motivated. Okay, fine. How to channelize the energy? What energy you are referring to, sir? Okay, so more of you want to manage your energy well in such a way that you want the best version of yourself. You want to be efficient and you want to, whatever you want to do, you want to do the best. Okay, good. More? Okay, so you are curious. Okay, good. Next, connecting with self. Okay, you want to connect with your own self. Okay, next, to know yourself. Okay, more? Okay, to heal yourself. How do you use your energy to heal yourself? Okay, any more? Ah. How to teach meditation? You are already doing meditation, sir? Okay, little bit you are doing and you want to teach whatever you know already. Okay, okay, good. So you want to teach the right way. Okay, I want one last one. How to reduce distractions? Okay, wonderful. So that completes. So now I understand why you are here. Do you want theoretical knowledge or practical knowledge? So you're looking for both. Yes. The right way of learning is you have to understand the theory in the right way. You have to understand the science, understanding of the science, and then putting it in action the practical way. Both are important. If you have the wrong understanding theoretically, then your experiments also will become wrong. But when you have the right understanding, then your experiments all will be right. Okay. So the theoretical understanding should be right. So I'll tell you point by point, which will answer all your questions. And then later on, we'll have another round of question answer session where you will be able to integrate more into this subject. The first and foremost, meditation is a science. Meditation is a science. It is not a cult. It is not some practice which there you get a magic or something. It is a pure science. Science simply means it is replicable. That which is replicable is called the science. So any person who closes the eyes and observes the breath, naturally their mind becomes calm. That is the science. Water boils at 100 degrees. Any person, when they boil the water, it boils at 100 degrees and water becomes water vapor. That is the science. Similarly, any person who sits silently, who sits comfortably. So the first step is the posture. So when it comes to the posture, Your posture should be still and comfortable. So there are two factors here. So your posture should be Sukham and Sthiram. Sukham and Sthiram is asanam. So your posture should be still and comfortable. That is the first. You don't need to keep your back straight. If you keep your back straight, it hurts. Your back hurts. So you don't need to keep your back straight. Of course, you are doing some hatha yoga practices, you've been used to it, that is different story. But it is not necessary to keep your back straight. You can sit comfortably straight. You can lean back on the chair. You can take the support of the wall. See, you have to sit straight, but comfortably straight. So that is Sukhasana. Comfortably straight is Sukhasana. Okay. So when it comes to the postures, Sthiram, Sukham, Asana. The first step is the posture. Now the second step is your eyes are closed and you observe your natural breath. So this is Sukha Pranayam. Sukha Pranayam. Sukha means, what is Sukha? What is the definition of Sukha? Comfortable? Yeah? Aram se. You are not doing anything. Breath is already happening. You are not doing anything. The breath is already happening. That natural breath is Sukha Pranayam. When you manipulate the breath, that becomes Kumbhaka Pranayam. Okay? But for Kumbhaka Pranayam might be good for increasing your immune system. It might be good for your lungs. So that has its own benefits. But for meditation, it's always Sukha Pranayam. Nature is always the best. So in meditation, you are going to access and become aware of your higher self. Like, we have a body. Yes, we all have a body. And we all have a mind. And most of the people are stuck on the body mind level. But in meditation, you get connected to the body, mind, and soul level. Right? So connect to the soul level, your body has to be still, your mind has to be still. Then your awareness goes on the soul level. Once the body is still, you would have noticed when you sit in meditation, you notice a lot of thoughts, right? Especially beginners, they notice a lot of thoughts. So what does that mean is, it's not that the thoughts are coming, the thoughts already exist. You become aware of your thoughts. When your body is still, your awareness goes on the mind level. Mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts. So when your body is still, your awareness goes on the mind level. When your body is still and the mind is still, then your awareness goes on the soul level. So body, mind, soul, three levels. So when you still your body, your awareness is on the mind level. When you still your mind, your awareness is on the soul level. So how do you still the mind? Is through the breath. This is the core of meditation. The more you observe your natural breath, the more naturally your mind becomes still. The thoughts reduce. The thoughts reduce. Before it was like 80 thoughts, 90 thoughts, 100 thoughts. Now it slowly reduces to 50 thoughts, 40 thoughts, 20 thoughts, 10, finally 0. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes 40 days. If you practice meditation every single day for 40 days, then you notice the thoughts coming down to 0. It is called Nirmal Sthiti or meditative state, where you completely experience stillness in your thought. See, anything you do for 40 days, it gives you a perfect result. Right? Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman is, who is Hanuman? Vayuputra. So you observe the breath for 40 days. You will be able to experience the first stage in meditation. The first stage in meditation is you experiencing the stillness of your mind. That is the first stage in meditation. So it takes 40 days. Now, let me repeat. The first step is the posture, comfortable posture. The second step is observe the natural breath. The third step, while you are observing the natural breath, you might notice many thoughts. You cannot control your thoughts. This is the science. People think, I want to control my thoughts. Can you control your thoughts? Is it possible for you to control your thoughts? You cannot control your thoughts. It's not possible. Do you know which thought is going to come next? No, you don't know what thought is going to come next. You don't have a choice. I want this thoughts, I don't want that thoughts. You don't have a choice. So thoughts you cannot control. But what to do with the thoughts, it's in your hands. Whether to give attention to the thought or not to give attention to the thought is your choice. So in meditation, what we do, you close your eyes, observe the breath, and suddenly you realize that you are thinking something. So that moment you realize you're thinking something, give your attention immediately to your natural breath. Cut the thoughts. So cutting the thoughts means you are not giving time, energy to the thought. You're not giving your attention to the thought. You come back to your natural breath. So you have to underline the word immediately. The moment you notice a thought, immediately bring your attention back to the breath. That is cutting the thoughts. So that is the third step. So in the third step, you are not fighting with the thoughts. You are not fighting with the thoughts. You are not worried about the thoughts. You are not going behind the thoughts. The third step is you simply come back to your breath. Now, most people, what mistake they commonly do is they have expectations. So before they sit for meditation, they have an expectation. I want a peaceful meditation. I want to really experience calmness. Where does the expectation come? Expectations comes from the mind. So the moment you have the expectation, then naturally what happens? You all know in relationship what happens. Every expectation by default brings you frustrations. So in meditation, if you have an expectation, I want to really experience that no thought state, that nirmal sthiti I want now, right now I want. And then you sit in meditation, by default you'll get frustrated, right? You heat the water, you increase the temperature, you heat the water to 100 degrees, water will naturally become water vapor. You don't need to worry about water becoming water vapor. Your focus is on consistent heat. So similarly, you consistently focus on your breath. Now, whatever the transformation needs to happen, it will happen naturally. You don't need to expect. If you expect, your very expectation becomes a stumbling block. Because as long as you have expectations, you cannot empty the mind. Mind cannot be emptied when you have expectations. You have to let go. You have to let go of the desire of enlightenment also. Just let go. So, in the third step, my dear friends, your mind has to surrender to the breath. How does your mind surrender to the breath? Number one, don't go behind the thoughts. Number two, don't be worried about the thoughts. Number three, don't judge your thoughts. Why I'm getting this kind of thoughts? I'm such a good person, but why am I getting this kind of ugly thoughts? Don't judge your thoughts. The first step is the posture. Okay, so the posture is Sukha and Stira. Stiram, Sukham, Asana. The first step. The second step, Sukha Pranayam, observing the natural breath. And your breath has to be as simple as possible, as natural as possible. The second step. The third step, the moment you notice the thoughts, any thought, don't go behind the thoughts, don't be worried about the thoughts, don't judge the thoughts, don't be concerned about the thoughts, and let your mind surrender to the breath. Your mind has to surrender to your own breath. That is the third step. So, these are the three simple steps in meditation. This is the science of meditation. If you have expectations, you will never get into meditative state. Okay? You have to drop the expectations. And also, there is one secret. The secret is you should not remove the finger lock. Because in the posture, when you're sitting in this lock posture, your energy is in a circuit, your energy is in a lock posture. So when you remove the finger lock, then your energy gets disturbed. Then it becomes a little challenging to get into the stillness state. Because the first step is to make your body still. So in this lock posture, your body gets into a still state very naturally. Okay. And then the first is don't remove the finger lock. And the second is don't open your eyes at any cost. Whether meditation happens or not, whether you are peaceful or not, whether you are having body pains, aches, lot of emotions coming from within, whatever it is, you want to meditate for 60 minutes, don't open your eyes for 60 minutes. Come what may. You want to meditate for 30 minutes, don't open your eyes for 30 minutes, come what may. That is the secret. If you follow this secret, you know what happens? Mind naturally surrenders. Because mind wants you to open your eyes. Right? Mind doesn't want to get empty. Mind will create some kind of emergency. Mind will create some kind of disturbance so that you open your eyes. But if you make this one decision that I will never open my eyes until the end of meditation, come what may. Whether meditation happens or not, I don't care. But I will not open my eyes. If you make that one decision, then you will become successful in your meditation journey. So I have given three steps and two secrets. One, not to open your finger lock. Suppose you feel itchy on your forehead. Without removing the finger lock, you can do like this. Exceptional cases, emergency cases, you want to remove, that is fine. But in general, don't open. But opening the eyes, nowhere. The other person is coughing, and or you feel the other person has fell down, you don't open the eyes. Because we have the volunteers to take care if there is any emergency. So you don't, mind will create some kind of emergency, but you don't open your eyes. So this is the simple steps in the science of meditation. So now you have theoretically understood the right science of meditation. When you want to understand the science of meditation, you have to understand the science of meditation boils down to the science of energy maximization. There are three ways to manage energy, or there are three stages in the energy management. One, energy conservation, and number two, energy maximization, and number three, proper utilization. These are the three stages. When you close your eyes, you conserve the energy. You conserve your existing energy. When you close your eyes, your energy is conserved. When you observe the breath, your energy maximizes. And with this conserved energy and with this maximized energy, you know what to do and what not to do in life. How to do, how not to do. Why to do, why not to do. When to do, when not to do. So the priorities in your life comes into the right order. Most of the people, they suffer in life because of wrong priorities. They give their energy in the wrong areas, and when it comes to the right areas, they are depleted. So they suffer because we all have. Do we have limited energy or unlimited energy? We all have limited energy. So that limited energy has to be conserved, has to be maximized, and has to be utilized in the right place. Your life becomes meaningful, then you are a successful person. The success of your life, the meaning of your life, the purpose of your life depends on where you put your energy in. You put your energy in the wrong direction, your life is misguided. Wasted lifetime. Why we sometimes call wasted lifetime? Because their priorities are not correct. They're putting the energy in the wrong areas. It is a waste. The first step is energy maximization. With more energy, maximized energy, naturally you will have clarity in life. So, increased energy leads to clarity in life. More energy, more clarity. Less energy, less clarity. If you have less energy, you are confused. But if you have full of energy, then there is clarity. So, I'm speaking about the prana, the vital energy. When you have full of vital energy, then there is a lot of clarity within. Energy leads to clarity. With the clarity comes the right priority. And when you have clarity and priority, then your life becomes a celebration. You become a celebrity. So, clarity, priority, and celebrity. So, that is the outcome of meditation. You might be wondering, right? This simple technique, just close your eyes, observe the breath, life becomes a celebration. Is it as simple? Yes, it is that simple. But it all depends on what you want in your life deep down. So basically, you got the energy aspect of it. With meditation, there are two things which happen simultaneously. You are conserving your energy and you are simultaneously maximizing your energy. So, this conserved energy and maximized energy, where it will be used in? It will be used in the right place. So, who decides what is the right place? Your inner, your consciousness decides what is the right place. How do I use it? Right. So, meditation not only gives you energy, it increases your awareness. Number two, if somebody asks, what will you get out of meditation? If somebody asks, oh, you're going for meditation class, what do you get out of meditation? You say, I get three things. Number one, increased energy. Number two, my awareness increases. And number three, your capacity to understand the truth increases. You need to have a certain capacity to understand the truth. So your capacity to understand the truth increases. That is the third thing. And that is where the clarity comes in. The more you understand the truth, the more you get the clarity. So meditation gives you three things. What is the outcome of the right meditation? Three. One, energy, increased energy. Number two, awareness. Your awareness naturally increases. So, what you are doing when you close your eyes, observe the breath, you're becoming more and more aware of the breath. So, this is a simple awareness exercise. Any thoughts, cut the thoughts, come back to breath. Cut the thoughts, come back to breath. So, your awareness increases. For example, 1 hour you are doing meditation per day. So, this 1 hour awareness exercise helps you to be aware rest of the 23 hours. So, meditation gives you increased awareness. And the third, it gives you a certain capacity to understand the truth. So, with the capacity of understanding the truth, there is more clarity in life. What to do, what not to do. What to do, what not to do doesn't come by thinking. By thinking, you cannot understand what to do, what not to do. You understand what to do, what not to do with your understanding of truth. So, truth gives you clarity. So, that is a statement. Truth gives you clarity. So your ability to understand the truth increases. The more the meditation you do, the more your ability to understand the truth. Truth gives you clarity. And the more you are with the truth, the more you are far away from suffering. At any point of time in life, you are crying. At any point of time, you are feeling dejected. At any point of time in your life, you are feeling low. What does that mean? You are far away from the truth. You are far away from the truth. The closer to the truth, there is no suffering. Truth liberates you. So, this is the statement of great enlightened master, Jesus Christ. Seek ye the truth, and the truth shall liberate. Seek the truth, and the truth will liberate you naturally. And this is the same statement given by Krishna in the middle of the battlefield, Kurukshetra, to Arjuna. He was in dukkha. Arjuna was in dukkha. Then Krishna said, stop. You are doing a lot of dramas. Okay, stop. First, you become a yogi, then only you will come out of the suffering. Yogi Bhava Arjuna. So, to become a yogi means to become a truth seeker. And you see the relationship with increased energy, with increased awareness, naturally you have the capacity to understand the truth. The more you understand the truth, the more you naturally let go of all the suffering. And every suffering you go through in life, it is needless, unnecessary, self created. So, this needless suffering will go far away from you. That is called moksha, mukti, liberation. What is the definition of liberation? Liberation means out of suffering. That is a simple definition. Liberation from all the needless suffering. When you are liberated from all the suffering of life, that is called mukti and moksha. So, this is how meditation leads you to liberation, mukti and moksha. Understood the science of meditation? Yes? Okay.